إن الله ربي وربكم فاعبدوه هذا صراط مستقيم.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Our dear viewers, I welcome you to our program Truth Unveiled, a program in which we discuss the true and beautiful teachings of Islam about different issues. It may be economic, it may be science, political, social, and I mentioned but a few. Today, as I told you, in this series or in this season, we are discussing divorce as the major topic. And what does Islam say about divorce? We've seen a lot. We saw before divorce we have to be with marriage, and after marriage due to some circumstances it may be misunderstandings between the two, that is the spouse and the man and the woman in the home, they may divorce. So we decided to bring the divorce. It is a social issue, but what does Islam really say about divorce? Today I've moved with Sheikh Iga Haruna, and Kadek Mumin is your host. Sheikh Haruna, say salam to our dear viewer.
Our dear viewers, I do salute you with an Islamic salutation of peace, that Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and the blessings of Allah be upon you all.
We've discussed a lot about divorce. Where you saw that even in Islam gives allowance for a woman to ask or to seek for divorce.
True.
And in the same way, that is khula. And in the same way, a man can also divorce, which is talaq. You even hoped us to know the types of talaq, that's the types of divorce, and how they can be practiced.
Of course.
But however, you also talked of what is called Iddat. And in today's episode or edition, we would like to know what Iddat is in simple terms. Yes, let's begin with that.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. Thank you very much, the host, for granting me this opportunity once again to have something to share with our cherished viewer on this topic, divorce. So, as we have been discussing in our previous episodes, we've been talking about Iddah, but slightly. So, as you have asked me, what is meant by Iddah? So, Iddah, in simple terms, means waiting period, okay? That after divorce, okay, or I mean after when the two couples decide to separate due to certain circumstances. So this is the waiting period, that once they decide to separate, okay, according to the Islamic teaching, the man should not kick the husband should not kick the wife out of the house immediately, just as we see in our societies, that once the man wants to separate from his wife, he just say, pack your things and go. So Islam doesn't teach like that. Islam has put that waiting period, okay, so that you can rethink and reconcile, okay? Or in case of pregnancy, we can know that somebody is pregnant and that child she's carrying is yours.
To the extent that even if your husband dies, they should not just chase you away.
So
they should wait for some period. That's the Iddat.
Yes, that is the Iddat. So, and there is the wisdom behind this Iddat. as it will be discussed, inshallah.
Maybe on that, we have been joined by Sheikh Badil Kazingidizi. Sheikh Badil Kazingidizi, may you help us to know what is behind Iddat?
Jazakumullah ahsan al-jaza, Brother Mu'min Kadeku, for the presentation. The question given to me contribute on this matter is about Iddah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the divorced women shall wait concerning themselves for 3 courses, and it is not lawful for them that they conceal what Allah has created in their wombs, if they believe in Allah and the last day. So the verse still continues, but as the teaching of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has already taught us, the intention, the hadith which says that abghad al-halal ila Allah ta'ala at-talaq, that the most hateful thing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, though it is lawful, is the divorce, is the separation, permanent separation of the married couples. So in order to avoid, to curb this kind of habit of separation or divorce, the Islam has set up checks and balances that can retard, that can reduce this kind of act to happen in the society. So when you look at this verse, it gives us some checks and limitations. One, for example, one is that it is Iddah, that is the waiting period. We shall see it in number 2. But number 1 is a man is told to divorce, to pronounce divorce to his wife when she is in the condition of purity, when she is out of menstruation period. She has to pronounce divorce when the lady is in her purity. So this allows the man to at least think, or not to send away the lady when she is in that kind of period, when she is not pure. Secondly, when we talk about Iddah, that is the 3 courses, as the Quran has stipulated, that the ladies have to wait for 3 courses or 3 months. So, meaning in these 3 months, a man has the right of, there must be a chance of returning, or if he had done it, he wanted to separate due to anger, then it gives him time to recall and think of the love he has had with his wife. So far, this period can at least bring out that kind of love and memory, so that he can bring back, he can return back his wife.
Thank you a lot for that, and may Allah bless you, and may you still stay on for any other interaction with you. Sheikh Sahib, you've told us what Iddah is, and Sheikh Sahib has told us the wisdom behind it. Maybe before we go to the next question that I would like to have with you, do you have any supplementation?
Yeah, so the wisdom behind it is so that we can rethink and reconcile, as we have been discussing here, that the Holy Prophet ﷺ said that أَبْغَضُ الْحَلَالِ إِلَى اللَّهِ تَعَالَى الطَّلَاقِ, the unpleasant thing, okay, among those things which Allah the Almighty made lawful is talaq, separation of 2 couples. So it is too painful, although Allah the Almighty made it lawful, okay? So Allah the Almighty put all these measures in order to reconcile, not to divorce.
Thank you. Sheikh Sahib, there is a question in my mind. It is quite short. It could be easy for me, but again, it beats my understanding. You've said that I should not just chase away the female from my home.
The wife.
The wife. Just there is that Iddat time, the waiting period, that you've just explained to us. Are there some responsibilities and instructions as stated in the Holy Quran and by the Prophet?
Yes, yes.
What are they?
It is true. There are a lot of instructions in the Holy Quran and the responsibilities for both these couples, okay?
Yes.
So the man has his responsibilities during this Iddat period and even after Iddah. The same with the wife, okay? So to begin with, the verse of the Holy Quran found in the chapter known as Surah Al-Talaq, the chapter which is talking about talaq, that is divorce. Okay, that is chapter 65, verses 2. Allah the Almighty says that, Ya ayyuhan nabiyyu, O Prophet, إذا طلقتم النساء فطلقوهن لإدتهن. When you divorce women, divorce them for the prescribed period, okay, just as we have been talking about, okay. وَأَحْصُوا الْعِدَّةَ وَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ رَبَّكُمْ, and reckon the period and fear Allah. Allah the Almighty says, لَا تُخْرِجُوهُنَّ مِنْ بُيُوتِهِنَّ. That is the first instruction for the men, that turn them not out of their houses, okay? Once you have decided that we are going to separate, let the wife remain in the house. Don't say that I'm going to give her Iddat, okay? Or she has to do her waiting period from another place. She has to remain in the house, your own house, okay? So Allah the Almighty is very strict. He said that do not turn them out of your houses, okay? وَلَا يَخْرُجْنَا, and themselves they should not get out of the house. Okay, they have to remain in the same house. إِلَّا أَيَأْتِينَ بِفَاحِشَةٍ مُبَيِّنَةٍ وَتِلْكَ حُدُودُ اللَّهِ وَمَا يَتَعَدَّ حُدُودَ اللَّهِ فَقَدْ ظَلَمَ نَفْسَهُ لَا تَدْرِي لَعَلَّ اللَّهُ يُحْدِثُ بَعْدَ ذَلِكَ أَمْرًا. It says that nor should they themselves live unless they commit an act which is manifestly foul. And these are the limits set by Allah, and whoso transgresses the limits of Allah, he indeed wrongs his own soul. Thou knowest not, it may be that thereafter Allah will bring something new to pass. Okay? So this is the first instruction, that when you divorce, there should be in that period, and you, the husband, you should not chase your wife out of the house. You have to keep her in your house, and they themselves should not decide, no, me, I'm tired of you, let me just go. In case she's the one who has sought for divorce, that is khula. She has to remain in the house, even if she's the one seeking for divorce. She has to wait in the house. So there are a lot of responsibilities, and one of them also is mentioned in another verse of the Holy Quran, that Allah Almighty says that وَالْمُطَلَّقَاتِ مَتَاءٌ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ حَقًّا عَلَى الْمُتَّقِينَ. That, and for the divorced woman also, there should be a provision according to what is fair, an obligation on the God-fearing. Okay? So when you divorce your wife, okay, it is a must that she's still in your house.
Yes.
You have to provide for her, okay, just as you have been providing for her before you decide to divorce. Okay, she still remains in your house, and you have to give her food, give her everything.
I think that's why God made it clear. The whole Prophet says it is clear that it is the lawful thing that Allah hates. If He hates it, why doesn't he give us these responsibilities? In that you also reconcile yourself that, but I'm providing this woman of mine food. Unfortunately, I want to divorce her. So you also give yourself a second chance. Why shouldn't I reconcile?
Yes. So Allah Almighty is putting all these measures in place so that we rethink. Okay? So he continued to say in another verse, that is in the same chapter, Surah Al-Talaq, verse 7. He said that he lodge them during the prescribed period in the houses wherein you dwell. Okay? So the same instruction that after divorcing them, you have to stay in the same house just as you used to live together. Okay? So he said that according to the best of your means. Okay? And harass them not, that you may create hardship for them. Okay? Don't try to make things difficult for her. Okay? You are abusing her, you are persecuting her. So Allah Almighty said that you have to live in harmony. Although you have decided to separate, don't provoke her. Okay?
Our dear viewers, you are watching MTA, and I would like to remind you that our program is Truth Unveiled. We really bring to you the understanding of these issues Islamically. Remember, our holy head, that is Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen, Hazrat Mirza Masul Ahmed, Ayyadahullah Ta'ala, Binasir Aziz, he's ever encouraging us that let us promote peace, but the peace we promote begins with family. This is how Islam is putting to right. How can we divorce? If it is to ask for divorce, what should I do? If you are still doing the responsibilities, I do believe that you could not even get anything that will tell you, let us divorce. Because you're already doing what you have to do as a man, and as she's also doing what she's meant to do as a female.
No.
If you harsh her, and if she harshes you, what will end up is like you are training soldiers at your home.
It's true. So, the verse was continuing.
Yes.
Okay? And Allah Almighty was talking about the pregnancy. Okay? He said that, and if they be with child, okay,
yes,
spend on them until they are delivered of their burden. Okay? So when the lady is pregnant, okay, that child she's carrying is yours.
Yes.
So definitely you have to provide for her. Otherwise, if you just leave her and she die with, she take all the burdens, okay, so in the sight of Allah, Yawmul Qiyamah, you'll be accountable for that. So Allah the Almighty is saying that you have to provide for her and sustain her, okay? You continue to say, and if they give suck to the child for you, okay, give them their recompense, okay? And consult with one another in kindness. But if you meet with difficulty from each other, then another woman shall suckle the child for him. Okay? We shall discuss more about this, suckling. Okay? So here Allah Almighty says that if she's giving the suck to your child, okay, so you have to recompense. You have to give her something, okay? Because she has to eat in order to get what she has to feed the child, okay? But he said that if you find it difficulty, okay, and you consult each other what to do, okay, so now you can get somebody else to feed that child, okay?
After her consent.
After her consent. So we shall be discussing about this one, yes, shortly. So Allah the Almighty continues to say that لِيُنْفِقُ ذُو سَعَةٍ مِنْ سَعَتِهِ ومن قدر عليه رزقه فلينفق مما آتاه الله لا يكلف الله نفسا إلا ما آتاها سيجعل الله بعد عسر يسرا. He said that let him who has abundance of means spend out of his abundance, and let him whose means of subsistence are straitened spend out of what Allah has given him. Allah burdens not any soul beyond that which He has given it. Allah will soon bring about ease after hardship. Okay? So this one, when I do connect it with the verse in the Holy Quran, that is second chapter, Surah Al-Baqarah,
Yes.
verse 234. Here we can get a clear picture about this. Allah Almighty is talking about here the suckling of the child, okay, after talaq. He said that وَالْوَالِدَاتُ يُرْضِعْنَ أَوْلَادَهُنَّ حَوْلَيْنِ كَامِلَيْنِ, okay, and the mothers shall give suck to their children for 2 whole years. Okay, when you have decided to divorce,
Yes.
and you have delivered, you as a woman or a mother, you have to suckle that kid for 2 complete years.
Is your kid.
Is your kid. Okay, he said that liman arada ayutimma radaa, for those who desire to complete the suckling. Okay, it is not like a compulsory. If you like to feed her for 2 complete years, it is fine and is better. Okay, because it is like a medication. Okay, if they prescribe for you a certain medication, okay, that you have to take this medicine in such and such a period, like for a week, okay, so that is the best. Although you can get well in 3 to 4 days, okay, it is fine. But if you complete that time, okay, then it is better. So Allah Almighty is saying that if they want to complete the Iddat, I mean that period, the breastfeeding period, okay, so he said that وَعَلَى الْمَوْلُودِ لَهُ رِزْقُهُنَّ وَكِسْوَتُهُنَّ بِمَعْرُوفٍ, okay, and the man to whom the child belongs shall be responsible for that is the mother, for their food and clothing according to usage. Okay, you have divorced the wife, okay, so Allah Almighty says that although you have separated, so that moment you have to provide for her, that mother, so that she has to be in a good condition to bring up that child in good health. Okay, so you have to provide for her, even though you have separated. Okay, so that is the father. So the responsibility of a mother, she has to breastfeed the kid, and the father has to provide for them, both the mother and the kid. Okay, Allah Almighty says, لا تكلف نفس إلا وسعها لا تضار والدة بولدها ولا مولود له بولده. Okay, he said that no soul is burdened beyond its capacity. The mother shall not make the father suffer on account of her child, nor shall he to whom the child belongs make the mother suffer on account of his child. Okay, so this is in connection with the verse I read before, which is in the Surah Al-Talaq, that if the father's pocket is not that much heavy, okay, let him provide what he can, okay, and the father should not be burdened because of the child. The same to the mother, okay. So you should not leave the responsibility of that kid for only the mother. No, the mother should leave the responsibility to the father, okay. So they have to share the responsibilities in bringing up this kid, okay. And the father is responsible, okay, to provide, to take care of this kid till he reaches the age of maturity, okay. For the mother, after bringing up, giving birth, okay, her responsibility is limited, okay, for suckling, although she is still responsible for that kid, but the more responsibilities are for the man, because he has to take each and every care for that child till he reaches the age of maturity.
Even if before separation, most of the responsibility is on the man ever, because he has to make sure, how is my family?
Yes. So he has to provide every education, whatever, even the moral quality of that child has to be high, okay? And all this is responsibility of the father. If he gives good care to the mother, okay, and they separate in harmony, you know, Allah Almighty is telling us that you have to separate, and in your separation should not hurt, okay, or should not cause any harm to the kid, okay. as normally we see nowadays, once you separate, the two couples separate, so the enmity starts. So Allah Almighty is telling us that you have to separate in a good manner.
In fact, it is also clear on that if to these kids people get after committing adultery, the child has no issue. It was your mistake.
Yes.
It was you who was in wrong. We don't expect the curse to go to the child.
True.
Sahib, time is running, but do you have anything for our viewer?
So our dear viewers, as I add on what Allah the Almighty has said, that wala tatakhidhu ayatillahi huzwa, okay, and do not make a jest of the commandments of Allah, okay. So let us try to live our lives in the line with the commandments of Allah the Almighty, and let us try to avoid what Allah the Almighty, although made it lawful, but He doesn't like it. So let us try our best to live in our families with the happiness and the harmony and with the taqwa. That's how we can make a healthy marriage.
Taqwa is the basis of everything.
Yes, it's the basis of everything.
Our dear viewers, we have come to the end of our program, and I do tell you every time that whatever topic we are discussing here, all the knowledge that can add on what we have just discussed for you, just visit our website www.alislam.org. You will even know the deeper understandings. You even get to know what you didn't know. That's how Islam and Islam Ahmadiyya does its things. We should also recall that we are discussing divorce. God made it lawful, but again He hates it. What are some of the procedures through which we have to undergo to ensure that divorce we put divorce to an end? Because remember, it is we who have to preach and who have to move with the banner for making sure that there is peace wherever we go. I remain Kadeku Momin Kasim, your host. I still say, stay tuned and watch in other spiritual programs. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Inna Allah Rabbi wa Rabbukum fa'buduh. هذا صراط مستقيم